Welcome back to Work More. We took the last few days off trying to work on things, get things settled in, and I bought a couple new things for the videos. I got a new chair. It is terrible. I tried to save a little bit of money because I am a frugal human being, and so I got a crappy chair from Amazon. It's like $150, and definitely, I'm sure y'all can hear that. I definitely should have spent a little bit more money, but we also have a green screen coming in. It'll attach to the chairs, so hopefully I won't have all of this beside me in the near future. And at the end of this, it'll make more sense because I have a new exit scene that is going to look kind of funny with my background, but nonetheless, it'll be fixed in the future. So, all right, we're breaking down Wednesday, December 16th slate, and we're going to get started early here with Richmond versus Vandy. I'm going to take Richmond minus 6.5. It's still available on Pinnacle. Seems like it's going up to 7 everywhere else. So Richmond is off of a game versus West Virginia where they really played pretty bad. I believe they lost by 16 or 17. I don't have the number in front of me, but West Virginia kind of did what they wanted. And Richmond is a senior guard. I believe they had all 4th or 5th year seniors starting and no starter left. So they're going to bounce back off of a loss a lot stronger than most teams would. I haven't seen enough to be impressed by Vanderbilt. They have 2 wins, but one is versus, I believe, Chicago State. It might not be Chicago State, but it's Mississippi Valley State. It's essentially the same thing. Not a good basketball team at all. And then they had a really close game against Valpo. I just haven't been impressed by Vandy by any means, and I think that Richmond has a really good team, vet-driven, and I'm going to have to take the 6.5 here. All right, next we have Pittsburgh versus Miami. This is a 5 p.m. game, and I actually don't have a side on this game because Miami is going to be without likes, I believe, and I think Pittsburgh is just being priced as way too high scoring of a team. So the side the position I would take here is the under 137.5. So if you look at Pittsburgh's KenPom ratings, they are 101st in tempo this year, but historically they're not that fast of a pace of a team. 308th last year, I believe 206 the year before. So they don't score at a pace that is shown inside the total, and it looks like KenPom actually thinks this one's going to go over. It is what it is. So as you can see, like Miami doesn't play a fast pace. They score 62, 58, and then 82 versus Stinson, but it's Stinson. So I think that the under here is the prominent play, I believe, our model, and we're going to use this for the next total as well. Miami versus Pittsburgh had 135.7, and that's with likes. So to get almost 2 points with their best player out as well, I think that this is a decent spot overall. Next we have Villanova minus 11 at, whoa, it has jumped a whole point since, oh man, it's jumped a good bit since I made my write-up like 5 minutes ago. So Villanova minus 12.5 seems a bit high, but Villanova would have to be the side. Also, if I'm talking weird, I apologize. I busted my lip. So I was playing basketball and I busted my lip, so I'm trying to get this through. But all right, Villanova minus 12.5. There's rumors or a tweet that came out today that said Butler hasn't been able to practice. They got one practice in before playing Villanova, and this is just a team that you don't want to not have practice for. Villanova is a very crisp team that does everything correct. So I would take Villanova or nothing here. I really don't like 12.5 at all, but if you were to have to choose a side, I definitely wouldn't bet against Villanova. So next up we have Mercer versus Georgia State. This is a revenge game, and we're seeing the price go up already because of it. I would take Georgia State minus 4.5. I think that Mercer is a good basketball team, but they showed that if they're not hitting shots, what happens versus Georgia Southern team. We actually bet on Mercer. They've won, but they didn't cover minus 4. They're the much more talented team. They weren't hitting shots early, and they don't have the offensive consistency if they're not hitting the shots to keep it going. And they ended up hitting late in the second half, but it was just too much, too late. Weren't able to get the job done. But if Mercer can shoot how they've shot basically all year, then they could potentially win this game again. But I just think a more talented overall Georgia State team is going to show up here off a loss and get it done. So I'd have to go with 4.5. I feel like I'm talking like an idiot. I can't see. It's just like a feel thing. I feel like I'm like, I don't know, showing hella teeth or something like that. All right, that's Georgia State. Next we have Ohio State over, 134.5, now 134. So Ohio State over 134. Though I've talked over and over about how I think Purdue is an overvalued offense, and we actually bet on the team total under last game. I think that here's going to be a special case that Ohio State probably won't have their two bigs. One of them, I believe, is sick, and the other one is having injury problems or something. I don't know. So they're going to be a relatively small base team. This doesn't at all line up well with Purdue. Williams is a beast down low. They have the 7'4" guy who is really good with using his size. He got called for a couple offensive fouls versus Miami, where he was throwing an elbow, they said, but he's just 7'4". His elbow is at your head when he's standing up. So hopefully, maybe he gets his calls correctly. If so, nobody at Ohio State will be able to stop him. Their only ability to be able to score will be in the fast break or the tempo. They do have some very good shooters. I knew that Ohio State was going to be a good team this year, but I was actually really surprised. Washington looks a lot better of a basketball player than I have him rated, and he impressed me versus, who did they play? Notre Dame in the game that we watched. So I think that Ohio State has the ability to keep up the pace here. I think 4.5 is probably too many points, but I would have to take the over 134. And my model actually has this well over, has it at 150. So that was kind of, they have Purdue being Ohio State, and the two injuries I believe are in this already. So that makes sense. The model really loves rebounds and easy points, so that doesn't really surprise me. I think that this is a little too inflated to be 150, I would probably say, just from knowing what my numbers spit out. Typically, I would say this is near more like a 142. That just seems a bit ridiculous, but I think a 72, 73 to 69 score makes a good bit of sense, and 142 would get you the job done there. Finally, we have Duke. It looks like it's going back up to 4s. We have wrote down Duke minus 3.5. This is a fade of Notre Dame, who continues to hit shots and put themselves in situations to make them look better than they are. So I've said this in the past. I believe the second or third video we made, Notre Dame was down and getting beat by Michigan State by a solid 20 to 25. So it was a 20 to 25 point game, and the margin of victory should have said so. But in the final minutes, Notre Dame was able to hit shots and get back within 10 and made a slightly double-digit game. I believe they lost by 10. But just things like that make the public perception in the eye of Notre Dame more than they are. They shot like, I don't even remember what, they shot lights out versus Ohio State. Still couldn't get the job done, even with Ohio State shooting bad in the first half. They had Detroit to a 1-point game with like 5 minutes left. They aren't a team that I think is good. And though Duke really hasn't done anything to impress me, they've had the lowest lows that I believe that they can get. So Moore has shot 1 for 19 in his last 3 games, and Hurt shot 0 for 6 from 3 against Illinois. So that put them in a really bad position overall. Those are supposed to be your guys, and they're putting you in bad positions in big games. So I think Jalen Johnson got hurt. I saw that today. Him not playing is big. But I think that is more of a catalyst for this team to make them step up. Somebody's going to have to do something, or they're going to lose another game. And with the perception of Duke right now being knocked on the door from the whole Coach K thing, not want to play games, I've heard like a million times, like, oh, would they have the same mindset if they had been winning? Which I get. And I think that just negative connotation is going to light a fire. And I can't imagine them not coming out ready to play this game. So I would take Duke 3.5, 4. That seems like a really good number and a spot that I really like today. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about in the future. In the coming days, I believe it's supposed to come in the 21st. This is going to be a green screen, so this won't be like a picture on top of a picture, but time's coming, and we're trying to make as many upgrades as we can. Have more lights coming in, and so there's a lot of changes, a lot of upgrades, and I'm excited for all of this. It's been fun. So these are just leans. Take them with a grain of salt. Do your own due diligence before betting anything. I don't hit submit for you, and I would hope that you respect your money enough to not take a complete stranger's opinion, but instead do your own work, do your own due diligence to find positions that you like yourself. So the first one we have is Richmond minus 6.5. The second one is Miami under 137.5. Villanova minus 11.5. Georgia State minus 4.5. Ohio State Ohio State under 134, and Duke minus 3.5. So those are what we're on, or not what we're on. Those are my leans for Wednesday, December 16th. If you enjoyed this video and you enjoyed the content on a daily basis, please like and subscribe. Likes really help us. We have had a good amount of support over the last few days, and I really appreciate that. We took a couple days off. It was just, we have to get into the routine of this. It's a lot to jump into early, but I think it's something that really interests me, and I'm excited through all of this. So hopefully we can keep bringing results. I actually believe that the last video we made of these went like something stupid. I believe 7-1 on the lanes or something ridiculous. And so hope to bring you guys any kind of value in these videos, and if I do, hope I would earn your like. And yeah, that's all I got. More is coming very soon. We have a lot of big things happening. New website coming, and yeah, there's a lot. We have a Max Play on Saturday. If you're watching this YouTube video and you haven't seen, I'm actually doing a fundraiser for a charity event that we do every Christmas. We buy a whole bunch of bikes and take them to the homeless. We've done it the last 3 years, I believe, through Twitter. I raised, I believe, like $6,000, and then this year we're already at $2,000 in the first 3 days. So it's insane. We're gonna help a whole bunch of people, and it's all because of the community, and I just get to be the face of that. So if you haven't already seen that on my Twitter, check it out on Twitter. If you donate and you DM me on Twitter, I will send you the Max Play for college football this weekend. Yeah, other than that, that's all I have. Appreciate all of you, and good luck.